The hidden tactic narcissists use to keep you hooked. Narcissists often love bomb at the start of a relationship. They shower you with affection, admiration and attention to create a strong emotional connection, which may make you feel special. But after this love bombing phase, they switch to scarcity tactics to manipulate and control you, which leads to trauma bonding. Because they have withdrawn the attention, affection and validation that they were initially given to you. They become distant, cold and emotionally unavailable, and this sudden shift confuses you. It causes you to question what went wrong, to where you may feel anxious or insecure, and you may try harder to earn back their love and attention, which feeds into their control. The contrast between the intense highs of love bombing and the painful lows of neglect or emotional abuse creates a cycle that's hard to break. This fluctuating pattern of affection and withdrawal forms a trauma bond. It develops into a psychological addiction, where you become addicted to the emotional roller coaster, hoping to return to the high points of the love bombing phase. You may feel desperate to regain their approval, even if it means tolerating their emotional abuse or neglect. Narcissists use a hidden tactic to keep you hooked. They use both excessive love and scarcity. They keep you hooked by making you feel that their love is rare and valuable, even when it's unpredictable or abusive. This cycle of love bombing followed by scarcity makes it extremely difficult to break free, as your emotions are constantly being manipulated. The trauma bond strengthens with each cycle, and the narcissist behaviour reinforces your emotional attachment, making it feel almost impossible to leave. The narcissist creates a sense of rarity and exclusivity. In the early stages, they shower you with intense affection, compliments and attention, which is overwhelming, and it can make you feel uniquely valued. But this attention is often excessive and short-lived. It's not consistent, so it creates a sense of scarcity, and you begin to feel that their love and validation are rare, so you crave more. Scarcity is powerful because it triggers a psychological response known as FOMO, the fear of missing out. After the narcissist pulls back and withdraws their affection, you start to feel like you have to work harder to earn their attention or love. You may feel like their affection is a rare prize that you need to fight for, which causes you to become more invested. Because there is an inconsistency between the love bombing and the subsequent withdrawal or scarcity, which creates confusion, as it leaves you emotionally dependent on their attention. Until you may begin to feel that you cannot survive without affection, and you work harder to get it back. This reliance on their rare love reinforces the emotional bond, which is why they do it deliberately. They intentionally alternate between love bombing and scarcity. They offer you just enough affection to make you feel special, and then they pull away to reinforce this idea that their love is scarce and difficult to obtain, which keeps you chasing after their approval. It creates an emotional roller coaster that is hard to break, just like how intermittent rewards work in gambling or other addictive behaviours. The intermittent love bombing makes you psychologically addicted to the highs. You start to believe that when the narcissist gives affection, it's something precious, even though it's just a manipulation tactic designed to keep you hooked. If you confront the narcissist, they will give you excuses for the scarcity of attention, affection or validation they withhold. Their excuses will be designed to deflect responsibility, manipulate your emotions, and make you feel guilty or confused for questioning their behaviour. They may tell you that they're too busy. They may claim that they're overwhelmed with work, other commitments or personal issues, which will create a sense of emotional distance, and it will make you feel like you should be more understanding or patient. They might even accuse you of being needy or demanding, which may make you feel like you're asking for too much. It might make you second guess your own needs, to to where you're doubting whether you're being unreasonable for wanting attention or affection. Some other possible excuses may include, I'm going through a tough time. I need space. I can't handle your emotions right now. You're too perfect. I can't keep up. I don't want to be too attached. I don't want to be controlling. I'm trying to protect you. Or I never promised you anything. But these excuses are just a part of their manipulation, and they are designed to make you feel guilty for questioning the relationship dynamics, while at the same time allowing them to maintain control. They will make you feel like you're the one at fault for wanting more attention or affection, which may make you feel emotionally confused and more willing to accept the scarcity. The scarcity creates an emotional hunger to where you're constantly chasing the high. The combination of intense affection followed by coldness can lead to cognitive dissonance, where you may experience conflicted emotions and thoughts. You may start doubting yourself, wondering why the narcissist withdrew their affection. You may believe that it's your fault, or that you need to change to get their love back, which creates an increased attachment to the narcissist. As the scarcity of affection continues, you may start making excuses for their behaviour. You may tolerate more emotional neglect, while believing it's just a natural part of the relationship. But this self-sacrificing and enabling behaviour will only further strengthen the trauma bond until you're left feeling trapped and dependent on the narcissist, and they may even encourage neediness, but not out of genuine concern or affection. Instead, they will use it as a manipulation tactic to maintain control and power over you. They will encourage and exploit neediness by creating dependency. They will create a situation where you feel like you can't live without them. They will make you feel like you need them for everything. Your happiness, your self-worth, your emotional stability. Because when they see that you're needy or dependent, it feeds their ego. They like to feel needed and important, so they will encourage your neediness, because it feeds their sense of superiority. It makes them feel more powerful, as they become the one who holds the keys to your happiness or well-being. They will try to make you needy and insecure, because then you are less likely to challenge them or question their behaviour. You become more compliant and willing to accept their mistreatment, just to get the crumbs of affection or validation they throw your way. They will create an illusion of caring to keep you invested in the relationship. But then they will also exploit your fears of abandonment by encouraging neediness and then withholding affection to make you feel insecure, because they know that if you feel like you depend on them, you'll be more likely to accept their emotional abuse or neglect, because you're afraid of losing the relationship. And sometimes they might even encourage neediness by positioning themselves as your saviour or protector. They will make you believe that you need them to get through difficult times, to further cement their role in your life as someone who provides emotional support, when really their intentions are self-serving. Which is why, as you become more dependent on the narcissist, you will feel emotionally exhausted and drained, because they only provide just enough support or affection to keep you coming back. They never fully fulfill your emotional needs, which leads to a constant cycle of highs and lows. It keeps you hooked and further entrenched in the neediness. Scarcity is a hidden tactic narcissists use to keep you hooked. They create a sense of lack or deprivation to manipulate and control you, and their scarcity may take various forms. They may withhold love, validation, or attention, making you crave their approval and work harder to earn their affection. They may make themselves appear rare or exclusive, where they give just enough of their time or presence to make you feel lucky to have them in your life. They may convince you that no one else will understand or love you like they do, to make you feel like leaving them would mean losing something irreplaceable. They may give unpredictable rewards. They may mix brief moments of affection with long periods of neglect or abuse, to create an emotional dependence similar to addiction. And in some cases, narcissists may even control your financial or material resources. They might control your access to money, material possessions, or financial stability. They may provide just enough to make you feel dependent on them, but withhold enough to make you feel insecure or unsure of your financial future without them. They will create a situation where you feel like your financial security or comfort is tied to staying in the relationship, even if it's emotionally or physically harmful. They may cut off or undermine your relationship with friends, family, or other support systems. Because by making you feel isolated, they become your primary and sometimes the only source of emotional or financial support, which over time heightens your dependence on them for any resources. The isolation is a form of resource scarcity that ensures you feel like you have nowhere else to turn but to the narcissist, which is exactly what they want. They target your independence, whether it's emotional, financial, social, or personal, to create a sense of scarcity that leaves you dependent on them. They begin by undermining your self-esteem or self-confidence. They might subtly criticize your abilities, belittle your achievements, or make you doubt your worth. So that over time this diminishes your sense of self and your ability to rely on yourself. They limit your connections with other people to ensure that you turn to them for everything, and to make you feel like you can't do anything without their approval or presence. Because it feeds their ego. They feed off the power and control they gain when they make you feel like you need them. The more you depend on them for anything, the more their ego is inflated. Your dependence feeds their sense of superiority. It makes them feel like they are holding the keys to your happiness or well-being. By targeting your independence and creating emotional scarcity, narcissists control the relationship. They ensure that your needs are met on their terms, and that you feel like you have to stay to receive anything from them. They may also reassure you that no one else could give you what they give, to further solidify your belief that you can't leave or survive without them. This fear of loss makes you more likely to tolerate their mistreatment or neglect, as you feel dependent on their presence. It creates a cycle of dependency and sustains the trauma bond, to where you may begin to rationalize or excuse their bad behavior, or even believe you're lucky to have them. The narcissist's goal is to target your independence by gradually stripping away your sense of self-worth and making you believe that you need them to feel good about yourself, by creating scarcity that keep you hooked and dependent, which feeds their ego and maintains control over you. This dynamic leaves you trapped in a cycle of emotional manipulation, which makes it difficult for you to break free and regain your autonomy. Without control, they feel insecure and their grandiose self-image is threatened. Their entire identity is built on feeling superior to you, which they sustain through dominance and manipulation. A strong, independent partner can challenge that control. If you are emotionally, financially, or socially self-sufficient, you pose a risk to their ability to manipulate and dominate the relationship, which is why by targeting your independence, it makes you less likely to question their behaviour or leave when things go wrong, because it leaves you emotionally or practically dependent on them. And through their isolation tactics, it ensures that you are less likely to seek support elsewhere, which makes you less likely to assert your boundaries and more likely to stay in the relationship even when it's harmful, which is an ego-boosting strategy for the narcissist. They feed off admiration and being seen as special or unique. They need to be the centre of attention and the person everyone relies on. If you become too independent, they fear losing that position of power in the relationship. So by creating scarcity, they heighten their importance in your eyes. You start to see them as the one who can give you what you crave. They become the sole provider of emotional fulfillment, which feeds into their inflated sense of self-importance It reinforces their superiority because they have positioned themselves as the person who controls everything for you. They enjoy the feeling of being needed, and they may even express this to you. They may even say things like, "You couldn't live without me," or "I'm the only one who will help you." These statements further bolster their ego by affirming their centrality in your life. They may even employ belittling tactics to make you feel like you're incomplete without them. They might claim that you're too weak or too sensitive to handle things on your own. They may imply that you're not capable of succeeding without their guidance because they want you to feel inadequate. They want to reinforce the idea that you need them to survive or thrive. Until finally, you begin to believe that your well-being is linked directly to their presence in your life. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button to receive the notifications. If you would like to support the channel, you can donate at paypal.me/narcsurvivor. You can book a one-on-one with me on my website. It's narcsurvivor.co.uk. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.